Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. This is episode 22. Last time, we did a very important mission, Fire and Ice. I had such a great time with that. Really amazing set piece. It felt like we were at the Battle of Helm's Deep. And I already said that when we were at the Hossberg wetlands and we went to Weishaupt, you know? I was like, it's just a continuous Lord of the Rings feeling, which was amazing. And I really appreciated that. It took me right back to the Ostagar sequence of Dragon Age Origins. Just an amazing double dragon fight that I think had very high stakes, presented very well, was very serious, and just felt super epic. Being able to see Gillenane so distraught and acting very impulsively to the point where Elganon has to show up and be like, you have to let this go because we need you more, and then they just leave. It was incredible. Very well done. We have Lighthouse conversations to have while we're back here. So Lucanus, Alara, Emmerich having conversations, and Nev has a quest for us. And then we also have a conversation with Davrin and quests with Tash and Harding. So an actual quest with Tash, not a conversation. And it has to do with dragons, so that'll be great. So let's go and talk to our characters while we're in the lighthouse, get acquainted with the group once more, and then we'll head on out for some companion quests.
Ah, hello there. Just admiring how carefully the Fade is woven into this place, as cultivated as a palace garden.
That's old elven stuff for you. Magic everywhere you look, and also where you don't.
I do envy you, Rook.
Really?
You know how seldom watchers leave Navarra, if ever. You've already traveled more of Thedas than most of us see in a lifetime. What adventures you've had.
Very interesting. I like that. You're interesting too, and you certainly are. He's having his to be or not to be moment. I never thought of it that way.
It just kind of seems like my life.
You don't regard anything you've done as singular? Work was always my excuse not to travel, but now that I've joined you, I'm finally exploring outside Navarra's crypts. Ah, speaking of the necropolis.
Yes?
I've been meaning to ask how you'd like your body prepared in the event of your death.
That's great. This is what I wanted for me personally in my real life, where I've always liked the idea of my ashes being like mixed up and planted with a tree. I love that idea of like being potted and I become one with the earth that way. I'm not taking up space with my body in a tombstone, but I become a beautiful tree eventually. So give it to the gardens. That feels super right for me to say.
Save the flesh and some bones for the soil.
The memorial gardens, then? Very well. We'll still preserve your skull, of course.
Naturally.
Ah, he's finished the reagent. Please excuse us. Excellent work, Manfred.
The memorial gardens, lovely. Is my horns part of my skull? Or are they separate? It looks like they protrude. I would have like a horn in my skull. I don't think I recall seeing a actual Canary skull. That's cool though. Yes, spread me amongst the gardens and then put my skull somewhere cool. I'll take that.
Still got a bad feeling, Harding?
I try to ignore it, but something's out there in the stone.
I can relate. Warden sense when Darkspawn are around. My skin crawls.
What do you do?
The only thing I can. Go hunt Darkspawn.
Well, I think I'm ready for my own hunt.
Okay.
She felt it all over. Her attraction to the hero, a powerful but properly contained tingle, nearly exquisite. Properly contained. No, sounds bad. Okay, cut the middle line, much more natural.
What are you working on?
Oh! Rook! I didn't see you. What did you hear?
She's working on her Wattpad fanfiction. Something scandalous.
Enough to get a powerful but properly contained tingle.
That isn't, I'm not, Oh, you're joking, right?
Most of the time, yeah.
Nev found me more serials. I've read them, all of them, multiple times. And I thought maybe I could try it, writing my own, I mean. Not like Varric Tethrith, but my own sort of thing. For me, and people like me. Something to focus on besides Syrian and all of that. And you know, you're also interesting. It helps for inspiration.
Interesting is certainly a word we could use.
But it works. You're fighting ancient gods and everything. And you know the rest. It's impressive. What you've done, brought everyone together. You're a good person. Really.
You know what we do, ancient gods and the rest. The rest.
Being around good people helps. That's the thing about a team. Everyone brings everyone else up.
That's what they taught me. The Veil Jumpers, A team's only as good as its weakest link, so you make them stronger. Like you do, with all of us. So, keep being that kind of person. One everyone can look up to. Anyways, thanks, Rook. I'll talk to you later. Gotta finish this scene.
Right on. Alright. We'll let the serial fanfiction continue. Nev has a quest, so we'll go in here.
Oh, great. Is it your turn to cook? What's all this gonna be?
Paella. Well, 2 of them. One without seafood for Emmerich.
So, you're making dinner for the team twice?
Everyone has to eat.
Emmerich doesn't like seafood is fun. I love seafood. Well, Emmerich will have to get him to try something that he likes. I wonder why he doesn't like seafood.
Yes, but you make fancy dishes with names. I cook whatever I find in the pantry and hope no one dies.
Cooking is just a hobby. Sometimes it's good to do something that isn't work. I've never really faced any problem too big to solve. Now there's Spite, the gods, Treviso. It's hard to ever feel you're doing enough. But here, now, I have people I can care for. Something as small as providing a treat feels big enough to matter.
Spite can have a bit of a treat as a treat. Navarin hazelnut torte. I think Emmerich is vegetarian, isn't he? That's why he's like chickpeas for Emmerich. There is a request for something celebratory. There is a seafood soup I have missed for a year. I will go for the ingredients soon. I think this does get updated. Cinnamon-covered grocery list. It's hard to tell when notes that are in the same place get updated, because there isn't like a little notification for something like this. You just have to check the ever-changing grocery list. Striped cod, sea bass, nose and shrimp, squid, saffron, salt, and chickpeas for Emmerich. So yeah, I think we have a vegetarian, which is kind of, I like that from a necromancy standpoint. He doesn't eat the living; he raises the dead, and he eats natural ingredients. Even though we'll then get into the argument of vegetation is also living, isn't it? Can you get some powdered sear peppers? And don't worry about dessert. Ma sent a pie back with me. Mars sent a pie back with me? Does that mean that Harding has traveled to the war-torn Ferelden and got a pie back from her mother? Just a nice little safe spot away from the chaos, of course.
Supper in Docktown?
What's the occasion?
I've got leads to chase on Alia and Docktown's missing people. A few sources will only talk if I'm alone. But if you're around after, you help me uncover all this. Supper's on me.
Sure. Count me in.
Dinner date, but with a mystery to it. Sexy mystery. Alright. That's how conversations taken place. The characters have moved. We have a new missive, which is... these. The song goes on. Rook, fellow felon and bane to the Venatori. I've spoken to my fellow performers in hiding, or formerly in hiding, as it were. We're spreading music through Docktown once more, along with a few messages and a verse or two about a certain heroic friend. Lest you think my promise to write said verse was empty flattery, I'm a man of my word. Let's make you immortal. As for yours truly, I've landed a gig at the Lamplighter. Whether on street corners or the stage, our songs will be heard. Your infamous Docktown balladeer, Lex Orlos. On behalf of our readers, to Rook, power in Minrathous is always shifting, and far more than people realize, and mortal interests aren't the only ones involved in this perpetual rebalancing act. From what I've gathered, people in Docktown may feel less desperate in the days to come. Certain demonic weights have been lifted from our hearts, or from where they nested below our feet. Perhaps you or one of your associates could be quoted on some particular details. Regardless, our dear readers will know what happened and who they have to thank. I've entrusted Nev Gallus with delivery of this correspondence. Questions about where exactly it's being delivered to can wait for another day. From a humble writer of the Weekly Truth. Wonderful. And then I think that it was just those two. And in the Codex, we have some new entries. We have new flora. Nature's overwhelming variety outside my kingdom has been a revelation. It's one thing to see the illustrations in botanical studies, another to touch the bole of a young pine tree, or pluck silver fruits from a bush unknown in Navarra. I must write down the more interesting flora. Drake's tooth hawthorn, vicious leaves. Davrin showed me one rooted in a sheer cliff in the Anderfels. The Brazilian bitter cherry, a wonderful scent, but the fruit's entirely what it sounds like. Harding's giggling should have warned me. The Arnsberg moaning willow. How novel! Unlike some of the willows of the necropolis, these don't appear to produce any noises of their own at all. And the Navaran hazelnut torte, note from Emmerich attached to a copied-out recipe. Lucanus, here's my mother's hazelnut torte. Is it torte or tort? Is it a silent E? Who knows? I don't know how to say it. She made one every winter's end. Cake. 1.5 cups of sugar, 2 cups of finely ground toasted hazelnuts, 3/4 of a cup of sifted flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, sift into the flour, 8 eggs, whites and yolks separated, 1 1/4 cups of apricot preserves and apricot liqueur for brushing. On the icing, 8 ounces of chopped up dark chocolate, 1 cup of heavy cream, a pinch of salt, and 2 tablespoons of orange liqueur or rum, or strong coffee if wanted. Beat egg yolks with sugar until thick and light yellow. Beat egg whites in fresh bowl. Mix ground hazelnuts into the egg yolk and sugar. Slowly add flour, then gently fold in the egg whites. Butter and flour 2 1/2 inch pans. Bake around an hour, 325 degrees. Take cakes from pans. Cool, split in half. Brush with apricot liqueur. Warm apricot preserves. Strain out skins. Spread preserves across the cakes. Then some icing as you stack. Decorate with icing and whole hazelnuts. For the icing, you gently boil the cream, then pour over chopped up chocolate and pinch of salt for taste. Stir, then let rest for 15-20 minutes to make sure it's all melted. Cool completely, and then whip it up and decorate the cake. Can add in coffee or liqueur, or both to taste. Can also add in ground hazelnuts when whipping up the icing to add texture. I actually really wonder what this would taste like in real life. It's kind of fun that there's a full recipe in here that people could make Dragon Age and Thetis themed foods. Lucanus's logbook. Number 4, exercises and a discussion with Tash about the crows in the late afternoon. Inventory with Balara and supper preparations in the evening. Balara has ambitious plans for future meals at the Lighthouse, which she leaves to the 2 of us. I've been tasked with suggesting substitutions where ingredients are not available. Some of her suggestions are rather inventive and would create a balanced flavor profile. Viago speaks often on the art of masking certain tastes. Perhaps I should set up a meeting so they can compare notes. Perhaps enemies of House Deriva won't last much longer. Okay. Some flavorful codex entries there. Now, we're going to return to the crossroads because I'm curious, after the event that happened with Fire and Ice, there may be new intel to listen to at that little orb where Elganon and Gillenane were chatting about their villainous plans. So we'll hang out with Davrin for a conversation, so we'll bring Davrin along, and I'll also bring Nev. And then we'll see if there's any conversations to be had in the crossroads before we make it back to the Hossberg wetlands. I think we'll also return to that dragon arena where we fought against both of the blighted dragons to see if anything is there.
The voices again.
Delays. So much more could be accomplished from the Ventheneras. Solus raised that beacon in mockery of my own tower of learning. The disrespect.
Do not dwell upon it, Elganon. The Lighthouse is but one wonder we shall reclaim.
It will be remade, and all traces of Fen'Harel erased from its walls.
Not the conversation I was expecting, but letting us know that the Lighthouse was something that Solus stole, essentially, as his own base. It will be mine once more. Gillenane did not sound like Gillenane in that conversation for some reason. She sounded different.
Places between.
Nev, one of the wardens at Weishaupt. Ariana. She was from Inrathus. Still wrote to her family. Not every warden does. Anyway, Antoine and Evka want to send word. But if Ariana had anything written down...
Get me a name and what they know. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
So 2 quests in the same spot here. We have meeting Davrin for a conversation, and then we have something wicked. And that's a proper quest. And there's also more quests in this region, so we'll do Davrin's conversation first. Listen to Evka's informant.
Thanks for tagging along, Rook. Those feelers I put out about the Gloomhowler turned up something. Evka, I got your message.
I figured you'd want to hear this. This is Davrin and Rook. You can trust them.
What's your name?
It's okay. We're here to help.
Nothing to be afraid of.
My name's Valya. When I heard about Weishaupt, what happened... I once trained to be a Grey Warden, but I left before the joining.
It's not for everyone.
It wasn't that. It's... I'm the one who found the Griffin eggs, before they hatched.
I've got about 1,000,000 questions. But why come to us now?
I knew some of the Wardens who were caring for the Griffins, Remy and Lancet. I think I know what killed them.
The Gloomhowler. It's a Grey Warden, isn't it? An elf?
But that's all we know.
Yes. Her name was Isaiah. I found her diary. She was a mage. She blighted all the griffins during the Fourth Blight.
What?
Upon direct orders from the first warden at the time. She had no choice. This was centuries ago.
The first wardens are assholes.
Why would they do that?
In her diary, Isaiah said the Blight was going badly. The wardens couldn't win. They turned to blood magic. The griffins fought harder, longer.
I see where this is going.
Isaiah didn't want to do it, but orders were orders. It won the war.
But then...
The griffins became rabid. They turned against the wardens.
So then the first warden turned against them.
He ordered them all destroyed.
That's why they're extinct.
Damn, that is crazy. Warden's been like, what if we experimented? They're like, what if we blighted the griffins, guys? It'd be fun. We're blighted. What if we blighted them too? Actually ridiculous.
Could understand why this Isaiah is so pissed.
She felt betrayed by the wardens forcing her to do it. As penance, she hid the remaining eggs with a protective spell. I followed the clues and found them.
That was 400 years ago. She shouldn't even be alive.
Her last entry said she left for her calling.
Then she's probably in the deep roads. Blighted. Twisted.
Hassan? I was there the day you hatched. You've grown.
Right along with his stomach.
Right out of the nest, he ate everything in sight. I remember feeding him gingerwort truffles as a baby.
So you're the reason Davrin's been hunting mushrooms instead of monsters.
Anything for the prince.
I don't see a crown on your head yet, boy.
There should be. Griffins give the wardens hope. Something to rally around after Weishaupt. Please find his brothers and sisters, whatever it takes. We owe them so much.
Count on it.
Stay safe, Hassan.
This is good information, but it still doesn't tell us where the Gloomhowler is.
No, but the other wardens will keep looking. The Gloomhowler, Isaiah, can't hide forever.
Man, this is such a cool plot line. So the Grey Wardens are extinct. The Griffins are extinct. Because of some dumb bullshit that they did, which checks out. Ah! What does this guy want?
Rook, I'm Sawyer. Watch your back out there.
What's going on?
Mercenaries. They're taking advantage of the Blight and looting what was left behind. They attack wardens on sight even as we're fighting all this. A scout saw torches headed towards the redoubt. If they manage to break into the cauldron, there's dangerous relics out there and blighted weapons, and those mercenaries would sell to the highest bidder.
Can't let that happen. If I can stop them, I will.
We'd be in your debt, more than we already are.
The cauldron needs to be locked up and never entered ever again. Alright, we have 3 quests in this region. Oh no, it's just defeating the 3 mercenary groups. Right on. Let's check in with Antoine and Evka first.
He kept talking about the tree. Said it was very cute.
The tree.
You miss Weishaupt sometimes.
Sometimes.
Me too.
That tree further down in the wetlands, of course.
Evka, Antoine, you needed help with something? Is this about your studies?
Look at the blight here. The world dies like this if we do nothing. We need a deeper understanding of how it behaves. I have theories. but...
Something's wrong.
We've been keeping Darkspawn away from Lavendel, but those have been packs. What's heading for us now is a small horde. We push it back, or the locals wind up dead.
Watchers may deal with the dead, but we don't need people joining them too soon. If Lavendel needs a hand...
You mean live ones, right? Not skeleton hands. Though we might take both.
Where do things stand now?
Every warden will put themselves between Lavendel and the Blight. But we'll be spread thin around the village. There's only so many of us. We need to make that work.
Your plan to get us through is a good one.
I gave advice and people listened.
You credit yourself too little.
Everyone here needs a break.
The wardens aren't big on vacations.
But wouldn't it be nice?
So what now? What can I do?
There are sentries equipped with horns stationed around the village. Those horns are sounded when an attack begins, and again if backup's needed. That lets us focus our numbers. I need you to check with the sentries. Make sure they're ready.
Save Lavendel, then back to studying the Blight.
Yep, that's it.
Check back with us when you're done with the sentries.
We can hold off the smaller packs for a while, but there's no going back once the horde hits.
Come on, let's check on the warden sentries.
Right, and they're all nearby. Gotcha.
Hey, Evka sent me. How are things here?
Evka's plan is good. Whatever happens, we won't lose the village.
That's right. Tell Evka we're ready.
Hey, Evka wanted me to check in. Are you ready?
I am. The Darkspawn won't win this one.
Not on our watch.
We took those dragons, we'll take this too.
Well, look who it is. Name's Warden Augustin.
Evka sent me. How are things here?
The Darkspawn aren't on us, but they will be. I can feel it. And you go where the fight is, don't you? Tell Evka I'm ready. We'll hold Lavendel.
I wonder how long Augustin's been a warden for. He's like, I joined when I was 70 years old. I'm fit. I'm a fighter. My calling will be when I'm 100 years old.
Evka has a plan.
Evka, the sentries are ready.
Good. Are you?
That's a horn. The Darkspawn are here. We can't let them break through to the village.
Lavendel is the only place with life left in it.
And this Watcher made a promise. We'll keep these people alive. We're not off the hook yet. I'm there.
Under fire! Watch it!
They're at range! Range incoming!
We're not done yet. Made it through.
They're down, but there's more fight left out there.
All right, be ready for the next call. We can check on the caves, see how the fight is there. Or head to the farmlands.
Absolutely deleted them. can't even reach it.
More on the way.
Good. I'm all warmed up.
Oh yes, we get some Evka action. And Antoine.
Thanks for having my back.
You took more than your share. Antoine.
Oh.
What is it? Something evil. A strange calling in the blight.
Something to look into.
Yes. But that's what we do. And today, we won the day.
He's right. Take that with you. When the next thing comes, we'll handle that too.
Ominous vibes. It feels like there's this sense of Antoine is feeling the calling, right? I mean, it feels like it.
It's in here too.
You're sure?
It's faint, but yes.
Is something wrong?
Yeah, but first you deserve some thanks. Lavendel is safe.
They still need our protection, of course. But we won this fight together.
Something that confuses me slightly is there's this element of what the calling is referred to in this game, because the calling is historically referred to as that thing that the Wardens start to hear when it's their time to go to the Deep Roads and go and fight Darkspawn. Like, it's ding dong, your time's up type of thing is the calling. And then there was the element of Corypheus faking the calling in Inquisition to be like, ooh. And then in this one, when we're at Weishaupt, Davrin was like, it's the calling. And he was like freaking out and saying that, but he was describing it, or like saying that the calling was, like, he was describing it as a different thing. So then we've got this element of Antoine being like, there's a calling in the blight. And it feels like it's the same thing, but being treated differently. But it is also because this blight is new and different and acting strangely. So it kind of, it throws me off a little bit. Because I don't think Antoine is hearing the calling per se as go down to the Deep Roads, but he's hearing the calling of the blight, which is kind of the same thing, I guess. See, I'm a bit confused by that element of it. He's hearing, like, the song, which we've been learning about, of course. There is that particular song that we've been picking up and getting information about since the beginning, and then getting more exposition on the fact that there's more to the song with the stone, and how there's different elements to the song. So I guess the blight and the calling and that song is just acting differently now, I think.
I'd suggest we celebrate, but Antoine heard something strange in the blight, and...
It's not music you want to dance to.
The Blight's song wasn't just strange. At first I heard the gods, but now... there's something else, and it's here. In the wetlands. It pulses. Weird. Pulling somewhere dark. It sounds... I don't know. Pleased?
What does that mean?
We don't know yet.
Likely nothing good.
is cool because there's this element where it feels like black speech. Like it's like the whispers of the One Ring, you know, that sort of thing. And I would say the elven gods being out and around probably make the effects of the calling that much more present. Because, you know, they feel the calling, they go down to the deep roads, and it's the same as like the whispers that summon the Darkspawn to free an archdemon. So when the elven gods are out and about, I'd say it kind of explains this fuckery. But stop listening to it! Turn your ears off right now!
Maybe you should stop listening.
What? Oh, don't worry. I'm fine. We need more time to study what the new song means and where it leads.
And you can't listen to it all the time. We don't know what it is.
Evka, But yes, we have many different tests to run. Remember to visit Rook. We'll have results eventually.
Until then, stay safe.
I don't see Antoine's story ending well. Thanks to Evka's plan and the bravery of both the Wardens and the team, Lavendel was saved from Darkspawn, while the village heaved a sigh of relief. The whispers in Antoine's ear became more unsettling. Within the blight, Antoine could hear a call, a mystery for now, but it suggested further evil lurking in the wetlands. More strength. And... The Vitar mixes in Darkspawn blood to celebrate the calling and the bravery of the Grey Wardens. What? There ain't no way that Canary are that metal that they're like actually putting on Darkspawn blood face paint. That's crazy. I do like my blood writing. An apparition that attacks nearby enemies, but we get way more defense and only a little hit to the ability damage. And we get a lot more companion stuff. The problem is with companions in this game, though, is they're basically... they're there for fluff because they can't die, which I think is unfortunate. I think companions should also have health like, you know, they used to. But they're just kind of there. There isn't a threat to them, just a threat to us, sadly. I don't really know how much damage they actually do as well. Like, this increases their damage, but I don't know. Feels like I do all the damage.
Antoine, what's on your mind?
It's like there's a pattern in the blight, and no pattern at all. But always something pulling.
He's too curious for his own good, and still fiddling with that thing.
What is this place?
Little more than a ruin to the people here.
The wetlands are full of secrets, a lot of them buried over time.
The second great blight, strange curses, mysteries in the woods. The stories go on.
Anton keeps listening for something. With the blight.
Well, I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, okay.
Darkspawn won't get Lavendel.
Were you worried before?
No, Evka had a plan.
What are you after today?
Still can't rank up yet, though. We shall now head to the lower section. Kill some mercenaries.
Mercenaries.
We've got the last warden who found us. We'll gut you too.
You'll pay for this.
This isn't...
Hit them again.
That's one for us.
What is...
Warden Sawyer was right. They're after whatever they can steal, and they're willing to kill for it.
If there's gold to be made, it's enough of an excuse.
We can't let this stand.
Plans from the boss. Take jewelry, gold, and the like from the peasants' houses. Light, easy sells. Leave the heavy stuff Rest of the space goes to the Warden loot. That's where the big coin is. For those complaining their goods are blighted, we'll find a way to deal with it, or the buyer can worry about it. Not our problem. Ridiculous.
Take whatever you find.
Time to fight. Already on it.
No witnesses. Take whatever's on them.
More profit works for me.
More of that, Rook.
Let you cook.
This isn't the last of them.
Beat the odds.
A list of potential buyers for Grey Warden relics, including names of known Venatorian Antarm. These wardens will make us rich. And the others seem to be inside.
Time to fight. Go. Go.
Company.
Hit harder!
Than expected.
Good job, Davrin.
Happy to help.
That's it for the mercenaries.
Good. The Wardens have enough on their minds as it is.
We should tell Warden Sawyer.
But will there be another note for us to read, or nah?
Hurry
No.
up! Place makes my skin crawl.
Where's that?
This loot's ours!
Okay. There you go. It is this book. Treasure Hunter's Journal. Lords of Fortune want to talk shit about my little outfit. My crew will be living rich thanks to the Wardens. Might even hit Weishaupt next, just because no one else has the guts. They can't hold on to their precious history as the Lords would whine. Who says we can't take it? Might even keep something nice for myself if the damn mages on crew could hurry up and disable the enchantments around here. It was that book, but also, are there more mercenaries? We killed them all, but they're chatting. I think we got them all. How silly. Okay.
Sawyer, the mercenaries you mentioned, we stopped them.
Thank the Maker. Anything they took from the locals, we'll see returned. As for what belongs to the Wardens, some of that may be better destroyed. We'll see to that, too.
Lovely. Spinning gold from grey. And now we'll head back and we can do our other companion quests. From Davrin's Journal, The Gloomhowler Part 4. Finally, I know who the Gloomhowler really is. What started as a simple monster hunt has opened a terrible wound in Grey Warden history that none of us even knew was there. With Weishaupt in rubble, there's little chance of finding any records that might shed light on this. It seems the Gloomhowler, Isaiah, is a spectre dragging all the sins of the past back to haunt us. Our own order demanded she blight all the griffins, or face disaster and lose the fourth blight. She's a cruel monster, yet I can't help but feel some sympathy for her. Would anyone else have done differently? The fate of every soul in Thedas rested on her shoulders. Trying to imagine that decision, it's nearly impossible. No person should have to face that dilemma. Yet Valia said it was Isaiah who hid the remaining griffin eggs to preserve them. Which makes sense why she was like, they're mine. Hassan and his family live because of her. even though all their ancestors died because of her. It's no wonder she's so twisted and evil now, living with the guilt of what she's done. Maybe that's what all her shrieking and howling was about. A cry against the injustice of fate, the injustice of somehow surviving 400 years with this tragedy looming over her. But that's in the past. Whatever she may have been, now, today, she's willing to destroy her son's family. I won't allow that to happen, no matter what still haunts her. And Flynn from the Wardens. We talked with Flynn at the Warden camp. They're non-binary like me. Good to meet another they. We're okay to talk about it. Mevara said not everyone would be. Flynn said they didn't have a big struggle to find it, just felt like they were a mind that had a body instead of a body that had a mind. Being a man or a woman didn't fit with who they were. Changed to they when they were a kid. Parents supportive, physician guy too, no big fight. Didn't know Maevaris or Tarquin. Told Flynn about them. They probably could get Flynn discounts on magical stuff. Flynn can help mix the medicines I need to help with fire breathing. They asked if I felt the same as they did for mind-body stuff. Did breathing fire make me feel disconnected from my body? I don't think fire breathing is what did it. What they're talking about sounds like, kind of like Q and stuff, mind, soul, body. I just felt wrong as a woman. Wait, Flynn wrote stuff down. Only they wrote non-binary instead of non-binary. Are we supposed to write it with the dash or not? They also write themselves instead of themselves. Which one is right? Flynn says I should do what works for me. That does not help. I want to do it right. Flynn said maybe me wanting to follow rules is because of Q and stuff. Then said sorry, because I guess I glared at them. Flynn was trying to be nice. Healers are always like this. You don't have to do it right. You just have to do what feels right for you. Alright, back to the lighthouse. We did level up though, so I'll grab this bad boy. Oop. And Davrin's gone up to level 2. So we'll also increase... Oh, well, I guess that's maxed out now. So we'll increase the strength of this one. Okay, so find the missing dwarves. Travel to Isana Nagat via the crossroads or fast travel. So we'll do the Heart of the Titans. I think for this quest we're going to have Davrin come along specifically because Davrin and Harding are the ones that have the conversations the most about the stone stuff. So that just makes sense to me. To bring them both. Damn, that is like the corpse of a titan. I see the hands, I see the head. That's crazy.
The missing dwarves started their patrol here. If we retrace their steps, we'll figure out what happened to them. I hope. This way, and be on your guard. I don't know what we'll find here.
So long as it bleeds.
Well, before we go that way, we'll go this way. Pillars of Kalsharok, memory. An ancient manuscript. We are the living memory of our ancestors who dwell within us. We remember and are not alone. I like the music for this place.
They were definitely here.
This is good. We're headed in the right direction.
That is very cool as a scene. Very powerful visual, that one. A blackened amulet. I wish the music wouldn't, like, cut when you're in the menu sometimes. An amulet tarnished from age. A phrase in the archaic dwarven tongue is etched into the pitted metal. Imgetris sha britol vatunol sak atredum pathus vel.
The entrance to...
Sorry, Harding, I'd already pressed the button. A stone sign with directions left by the Kalsharok dwarves to mark an entrance into the Deep Roads.
The Deep Roads is through here. Let's go.
Deep Roads. Davrin, are you excited? We're going to the Deep Roads near Grey Warden. That's like your whole thing.
I think there's a passage back here. Stand back. I'll move this rock aside.
Where have you gone? I'm too busy opening things.
Pretty dark in there.
And it looks like the passage leads down.
The descent, hey? Whee! Hello.
Hostile undead. Not a surprise. The Veil's so patchy here.
I put him right where you want him.
Looks dwarven. It might belong to one of the missing Kalsharok dwarves. Come on, let's try to find a way forward.
We should head this way. Harding, if you please.
Red lyrium.
This rock, it feels... Rook, I think there's someone in there.
Well, that reminds me of the Red Lyrium when we're in the Darkest Timeline in Inquisition.
We've got you.
You? It's you?
Yes, it's me, Harding.
But you were... no, it couldn't have been. Oh, my head.
Can you tell us what happened?
We were on patrol. Storgol thought he heard something. Someone weeping, he said. He left to investigate. Never returned. Soon we all started to hear it. The weeping, the whispers. Something took me as I rested. A shadow tinged with red. The last thing I saw before suffocating darkness.
How did you survive in a rock?
That's your question? Right now?
Bet it's a dwarven thing. Children of the Stone?
Our philosophers may have an answer, but I do not.
Just rest. You're no longer in danger.
Something's still out there.
But it's not after you anymore.
I understand. May the ancestors be with you.
We should keep going. I sense someone else close by.
Be careful. Trust nothing you hear. Trust nothing you see. And thank you, Harding.
Trust nothing you see. That is not good advice.
Stay here. You'll be safe. Come on. I know there's more missing.
I'm like, I can't even trust whether my companions are my companions. I can't trust them. They might be shadows.
Mining equipment. Looks old.
There's lyrium all through these rocks. I'm not surprised people tried to get at it.
Those scuff marks. That looks like someone was...
dragged away, I'd wager.
We have to find them.
Should have been a routine patrol, but then some of us started hearing things and seeing things. I think there's something down here with us. Dragged up there, too. Yep. Don't mind if I do. The Deep Road Stalker. Nearby enemies targeting you slowly deal less damage every second, and it resets if they stop targeting you. Favored by Canary, who killed Deep Stalkers and other dangerous underground threats. Well, not good if you have a character like Davrin who uses taunts, because then they'll stop targeting you. And the Minor Key. An enchanted figurine required for passage through protected areas of mining operations. The item's craftsmanship is a marvel, though the lyrium enchantments have faded. Enchantment?
There's someone close. I think I can feel them. Keep looking.
And now demons?
It's probably something wrong with the veil.
A sadistic envy demon.
There you go. Take him out.
I thought I'd die in there. Thank you.
Take your time. You've been through a lot.
Okay.
I set him up for you.
We need to go up. Let's look for a way to get there.
Hand-drawn map of the area's tunnels. Someone has scribbled Cora last seen here in the corner and drawn an arrow pointing to a nearby chamber.
Look, there's a way through here. Someone else is close by. Come on.
And now we can go back that way. I wonder if that's the only way back, because this is going to be too high for us to jump up. Ah! Yep. Too high for us to jump back up. So we have to go all the way back around again. So inconvenient for a treasure hunter. You're like, you want to get the treasure? You got to do this and go the long way back.
You're safe now.
Harding, what's happening?
It means we're on the right track. Stay here. You'll be safe.
The tunnels are shifting. If you find this, turn back, do not follow. They're shifting. We're going to ignore that, and we're going to follow anyway, I think. Oh.
Locked. Harding, can you... Thanks, Harding.
That wasn't me, Rook. I didn't move that.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
It did feel like that. We're being let in. The place is shifting. Oh, hello.
That's red lyrium. Why doesn't it feel blighted?
We can worry about that later. Demons coming. There you go. Knock him down.
I think this is the last one. I think that's Veilguard.
There's a lot of this red lyrium coming from that too.
Lace Harding, you should not have come.
You needed help.
We know it's a trap.
You still came. You fools. You magnificent fools.
What happened?
The memory's clouded. I recall a cry in the shadows, and then nothing. I awoke in darkness, pressed against the stone. No room to even breathe. Time lost meaning. There was a voice in my ears murmuring in despair.
We won't let it harm anyone else. This thing, whatever it is, must be stopped.
Do you know what it was?
A shade. A rot within the stone.
And it's after me. The only way to stop it is to face it.
Don't. It will consume you.
You, mister, need to rest. I'll handle it. Farther in. That's where the Titan's heart is. That's where I have to go. That's where it ends.
The Titan's heart? Are we in an actual Titan? How do you...
I just know.
Let's go. No reason to delay.
Better to get it over with, I guess. I'm ready.
Man, this is so cool. So assumedly, we're in the body of the Titan that was like that in the background. We've gone down into that location. They've been mining it for lyrium.
Red lyrium's usually blighted. This isn't that. It's just lyrium that's angry.
Interesting. We hear the heartbeat.
Am I
Yeah.
seeing things?
Whew.
Those crystals look like veins.
Over there. The heart. That's where I have to go.
Why do you think they call it lyrium veins? Eh? Man, it has a bone structure and everything. Look, he's like the rib cage. That's not something I expected. The Titans to have a bone structure? Just thought they were big rocks. So red lyrium is usually blighted, but this is red because it's angry. What are we fighting?
I don't understand.
It's evil Harding. Whoa. Okay. Man, how good does Dragon Age look when it has the red color as the primary color? Like Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 using the red. Inquisition fits with the green, but there is just something so cool about the use of red with Dragon Age. This whole area with the red accents and lighting has just been great.
It, looks like you. All right, everyone, breathe. We can handle this.
Look at me! Don't you remember? They broke us into 1,000,000 pieces, and this is all that's left! Let me out!
I couldn't bear it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
They built their world on the wreckage of us. Vengeance is all we have.
Yo, dude, what the fuck? The sound effects on the voice. Ooh.
Bring the cavern down, or worse. We have to get to her.
The sound effects on like how the shade is speaking just sounds insane. Look at this. So it's Harding's anger and pain that was cast aside here. That is so cool. Now that is a shot for sure. God damn. Woo! Alright, stop that. I did it in the wrong order. Backup detonation with a sun. Man, my shield toss might be the strongest attack that I have, I think.
Rook, you feel that? This is
Harding! This has to stop! You'll kill us all!
Whoa!
Understand what they did? The elves ripped away our dreams so the earth would be still. Why should they thrive while we lie, broken and forgotten?
Hell yeah. That's so cool. Yeah, my shield toss power is cracked. Piercing myself with my shoulder pauldron.
I told you to run!
We don't leave people behind!
I remember all of it. Everything the Avenuras did to the Titans. And now the world will remember!
Wow. Harding contains the Titan Shade by embracing her anger, and Harding contains the Titan Shade through her compassion. I mean, this is a no-brainer, but this is really fantastic.
You're Lace Harding! You're more than this rage! You believe that the world is beautiful, that people are good. Hold on to it. Hold on to who you are.
You took everything from us. And you thought you won. But we're still here. We're different. But we're not gone. We will thrive in spite of you.
Wow. So this was a moment of facing that side of you, your anger and rage that was cast aside, for feeling what was, you know, done to the Titans, and Harding needing to either embrace that anger and really unleash it, or to, you know, recognize and face that anger, but to still be compassionate, which I think is a very important thing.
That was intense. My mind's still clearing. Anyway, you ready to go?
I thought we were gonna fight the Shade itself in a fight, so that was very interesting. Let's get out of here.
Let's get you home.
Stalgard and the others are returning to Kal Shirak to spread word of what happened. They'll need to be strong in the coming days. We all will.
And I think you've proven your strength.
Me? Oh, I couldn't have done it without you. You can ask me how I'm feeling, you know?
How are you?
I used to worry that I'd lose myself to the Titans. But I wouldn't even be here without them, would I? How could I lose myself when they were always a part of me?
So, what's next for you?
First, we stop the Elven Gods. And after that, well, one step at a time. See where it takes me.
Trust yourself. I do.
You're just a bottomless well of support, aren't ya?
I try.
Oh, and I don't know if I said thank you, so thank you, Rook. I wouldn't be here without you.
Alright, I think that is the resolution of our Dwarven Titan-related quest there. Returning to the Deep Roads to rescue innocent dwarves who had fallen prey to a shade from the stone. Confronting the shade, Harding learned that it was born of her own misplaced rage at the fate of her Titan ancestors. Acceptance of the truth in her own shadow self has given Harding complete ownership of her Titan gift. What this means for her remains to be seen. There you go. We'll read the codex entries that we have for that now. From Emmerich on Sorrow Denied, a note left on a thick book. I once communed with a soul who shared a tale of deep sorrow from his youth, so that the truth wouldn't be lost, he said. Interestingly enough, he could only bear to recall the event after death when the memory had lost its sting. I cannot share the tale. A watcher must keep the confidences of the dead. Your experience with what you call the Titan Shade brought this anecdote to mind. As you say, in the first moments of your transformation, you were unable or unwilling to confront the depth of the Titan's sorrow. But unlike my friend, this pain was never quite your own. Instead of being trapped within, it fled elsewhere. If you'd like a further reading, here's a copy of The Soul of Emotion by Hedda Grantevale. It's a fascinating look into the effect of emotion on the mortal body and soul. And Harding's notes on the dead Titan. I think the lost dwarves are in the Anderfels. The deep roads can be accessed from an ancient dwarven outpost, Isana Nagat, built atop a mountain to allow access to a huge lyrium deposit. According to records, as they followed the lyrium deep into the earth, the miners suffered maladies of the mind. They saw things, heard things, and felt things that they couldn't understand. The mine was eventually abandoned. Dwarves are resistant to the effects of lyrium. We assumed they could eventually be affected if exposed to too much lyrium. What if dwarves are affected by certain kinds? Lyrium still in contact with a dead titan, for example. Is there a titan under Isana Nagat? Why did we get that now instead of before? I mean, because this is outdated now, right? Harding's notes on Red Lyrium. Stalgard says the passages leading to the Titan's heart are now peaceful, no longer lined with red lyrium. The jagged crystals we saw retreated back into the rock. The veins are blue again and sing like lyrium usually does. It makes sense, I think. The disembodied rage of the Titans with nowhere else to go took root in the heart, and the red lyrium extended from there, her pain infecting what was left of the Titan's body. When I accepted that rage into myself, it cleansed the mountain. The red lyrium we saw in the heart looks like blighted lyrium, but it's not. Blighted lyrium is almost impossible to destroy. It infects and grows and corrupts like the blight itself. What we saw in the heart wasn't it. Kalsharok scholars don't have an answer. I wonder if I could introduce them to Dagna. She'll have theories, I'm sure. Man, oh man. Dagna would be a welcome addition to this game, purely based on Harding's storyline, that it's almost a sin to not include her. Having her be included in writing, sure, but it feels like the war table, where the war table is allowing you to acknowledge elements of the wider world of Thedas, but not showing it, which is exactly what they said that they weren't doing in this game, which is why that there is no like war table like thing. They're like, we want you to witness the story. And then I read stuff like this and I'm like, put Dagna in the game then. Considering that no matter what happens in Dragon Age Origins, I think Dagna will always be in Skyhold. Put her in the bloody game. Put her in the game. I would love to have had Dagna brought into the Lighthouse. There's so many elements of like companions, advisors, and characters that would be so welcome to this game, and I feel like they would add so much. And Dagna is one of those elements that is really special, I think, from Dragon Age Origins, being the dwarf that really wants to study and engage with magic. Her storyline and her passion is only made stronger by the lore of Inquisition and Veilguard and the Titans and all of that stuff, that I feel like her voice is missing from this. It would be really, really great, you know. And a letter for Lace Harding is our next one here. A letter from Stalgard. Perhaps I should have been more suspicious. The blight was surging, and yet we'd heard no darkspawn. The passages were quiet. It was supposed to be a routine patrol, but only myself and one other made it back to the rendezvous point. He stayed in safety while I went in search of the missing. I never saw the shade, only heard it as it wept in the darkness. I drew close, and the sound became something more. I could feel it. Lace Harding, rage, sorrow, and a vast loneliness. So that's why the first dwarf that we rescued reacted in that way. She's like, she was hearing Lace's rage and sorrow. Excuse me. It reached out for me, and I, feeling the pain like it was my own, reached back. We'll upgrade Harding's skills here. Overwhelmed being permanent, so they cannot have Overwhelmed applied again, so you can't detonate them with Overwhelmed again. Which I think has had something similar happen with Weakened also. We now have Inquisition Spotter. Harding held onto this armor, embroidering symbols into the red sash to represent fellow heroes of the Inquisition. Oh my god, is it? Hang on. Oop. Oh, cool! Yeah, that's definitely the set that we're wearing forever now. Oh, I see. That's so cute. So this is so interesting. So there's Vivian. We have Cole's hat. We have, like, what? The Inquisitor's hand. We have the Iron Bull's horns. We have Dorian the snake. We have the Dreadwolf, Solus. We've got... Which element of this was... We got Blackwall with that. Which element of this... Which one is Varric? Because we've got Josephine, which is probably the Orlesian one. There's a bee, which is Sarah. What is that? Is that a quill and a book? Because that's got to be Varric, because he's the storyteller. And then I don't know what that is. And then I guess that would be Cass, just based on the rule of elimination. Very interesting. I like that there are all of the references on the sash there. It's cute. It's very Harding. That is very Harding.
Hey, what's going on with Spite?
He's throwing a tantrum. He wanted to kill Zara, but Ilario got there first.
She was mine!
Hey, no interrupting. You talk when it's your turn.
Never my turn.
It's fine. I'm dealing with it.
The Venatori stuck the two of you together? Neither of you got a say in it?
No.
That's messed up.
He doesn't get his eyes when Spite's talking. I still haven't been able to listen to Spite's voice and think that it's not cringe. I still don't enjoy the voice effect that they did for Spite. I'm just like, I've never been able to take it seriously. I don't think it fits. I don't like it. An update from Lavendel. Rook, we watch Darkspawn movement as always. They put up a fight when wandering the woods and wetlands, but we'd rather battle them out there than in Lavendel itself. Small improvements are still improvements. I felt something strange was happening before you sent word to us. Things have only gotten stranger and more daunting since. But if we're tangled in this, at least we are tangled together. There is no one I trust more in this world than Evka, but you can be second. We both wish you luck, and rest when you can find it. Also, there's that one scene when we break Lucanus out of the ossuary where we see Spite, but we're not actually seeing him. It's just Lucanus's perspective that he sees him, and they're talking, and then we never see that again, do we? Already read these. Go away. Alright, let's see. Which one of our characters need a talking to? We got quests with Davrin and Emmerich. But before we do that, we have a conversation that we could miss.
I was talking to Antoine and Evka. They can focus more on studying Blight now that Lavendel's secure. I'm glad we could help them. And Lavendel.
It's a tough little place, and overdue for a break.
It reminds me so much of Demetta's Crossing. I know saving it doesn't bring those people back, but...
Still means something.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh. Rare poetry. A note from Nev attached to 3 slim volumes of poetry. Emmerich took some digging, but I know a lady who knows a book collector who sells to the Archon's palace. He said these are some of the last copies of Nydia Ulpius's work. What with her being dead, if you arrange a reprint, their value plunges. Don't think you'll mind, though. P.S. The book collector said if I wanted obscure poets, there's a good one in Ravane. Had debts, works out of print, but he got bailed out by an anonymous donor. Funny thing, it was all in King's Golders. You only see those in Navarra.
Do you remember, Rook, when I mentioned another ceremony I must perform at the Memorial Gardens? The time has come. I was hoping you'd accompany me again.
Can't be time to relight the graves yet.
Oh, this isn't Watcher business. It's a more personal visit, whenever you've time.
Arrangements. Okay. Interesting. I really do love the amount of time we get to spend taking our companions out to particular locations. I think that's really cool. What does Davrin have to say?
Hey, Rook. I was planning to take Hassan to the woods in Arlethan soon. Want to keep us company?
Sounds good to me.
Hassan will be glad to hear it. Needs to stretch his wings.
And get mushrooms. A friend in need. Okay. The companion-related quests and outings continue. So these are 2 outings, another outing, and a quest. We'll go through them in order. So we still had Tash from last time. So we'll be doing that. So it's dragon-related. Alright, heading back to Arlethan. I can see Harding has a little Veilguard symbol above her head, so I assume that is because she's the first to have her focused on the main mission. We've cleared out her doubts and leftover feelings, and now we've got to do the same for everybody else. So we're going to Arlathan Forest for Tash, so we will bring Tash. And it's dragon related. I suppose we'll bring Davrin as well.
We need that report Irilyn was asking about.
Strife, I got a tip there might be trouble here in Arlathan.
You're just in time. We've got a problem.
I was out with a scouting party, and we spotted the Venatori moving into the area.
They're being directed by Elganan or Gillenane. They have to be. The Grey Wardens warned us the gods were heading to Arlathan, but why bring the Venatori?
We don't know. That's where you come in.
Few less Venatori in the world's a good thing.
Or a lot less Venatori.
I'll give you the rough location where we sighted them, but you might have to search beyond that.
They want something, and we need to know what they're up to.
I'll find out what it is.
Feel free to take out as many of them as you can. This is our forest.
Okay, so that is a quest to do as well. I do not know if those are new or not. I don't think so.
First the forest goes wonkers, now Venatori show up. We'll fight every last one of them.
It went bloody wonkers! Just does not feel very fitting to
Come back alive.
the bloody voice. Alright, in terms of locations, God, we have quite a few quests available in this region as well. We also have our Venatori presence there, and then Davrin also wants to spend time with Hassan, so we'll check out these other quests also. For now, we'll travel over here. We'll probably swap out Tash after this with Balara for the Arlathan region.
All right. The dragon's a Fangscorcher that attacked villages. We're close to her lair.
This shouldn't be too bad, right? We fought 2 dragons at once in Hosberg.
The dragons we fought in Hosberg were being ordered around by the gods. They were attack dogs. This is a wolf, a big wolf, fighting in her own territory. Be ready. This is your first real dragon fight.
Our first real one? I don't know about that, Taj. I've fought some goddamn dragons in this game, multiple levels above my character.
You said she attacked villages. Are we dealing with another attack in a city like Treviso or Minrathous?
No. Something got her to start hunting a ways off.
Something like what?
Dunno. Hoping we find out while we're here. But right now, focus on taking her down before she kills anyone else. Including us.
You said the dragon's a Fangscorcher. What are they like?
Fire breather. Related to the Ferelden Frostback. Think of her like the dragon version of a bobcat or a fox.
It's a little larger than a bobcat.
I mean, she's small and sneaky for a dragon. Attacks with fire from a distance to soften up her targets. And she's mean. Scorchers hold a grudge longer than my mother.
Still, even in its lair, this can't be any worse than the Hosberg wetlands, right?
She's a dragon.
It's at least gotta be easier than the archdemon we fought at Weishaupt.
Stay in the trees as long as you can. It's gonna get hot when she sees us.
I almost thought Tasha was going to respond with, "It's a dragon," twice in a row, for emphasis. Should have been funny. Okay.
Davrin, you ready for the Fangscorcher?
The question is whether the Fangscorcher is ready for me.
You gonna make a little wooden carving of her once we're done? Just make sure she's bigger than the others.
Leaf, there aren't enough veil jumpers for us to wait for reinforcements. We have to do this ourselves. If you play a song on your lute to catch the dragon's attention, I can take Nightfang and circle around wherever it lands. Then you can hide near its hoard. I've got some special arrows I've been wanting to try, and Nightfang can howl to keep the dragon confused, and then hamstring it so we can get the shots I need. We might not kill the dragon, but we can drive it off. Garrick. Can I just jump down here? I guess we'll just go the intended path. I wanted to jump down. Intrusive thoughts.
Hang on. Something's off with that crap up ahead. Let's go up through there on the left instead.
What's wrong?
I don't know. The way that debris is placed doesn't look natural. Or like something a dragon would do.
You're the dragon expert. We'll follow your lead.
Are we being directed into a place? Garrick, I joined the Veil Jumpers to meet people and see neat magic, not to fight dragons. This is a terrible idea. And you, me, your pet wolf, and that turtle that lives in my backpack are all gonna die. Alright, look, if... Oh, this is, oh, I see. I thought I was in a unique area. Right, do not jump down there, because that just takes us to an area we can already explore.
So, we're gonna fight another dragon, huh?
Shh.
Not allowed to talk, but I can make a lot of noise rolling into furniture and crates. Living Empire. Proud hands writing of a people becoming their own. We are elves in the truths of our beliefs. Our people will endure far beyond gods who believed only in themselves. You got this game, just press X to do that. There needs to be an official stat tracker of how many times a character jumps in front of something that you need to press X on.
Hunting call. Spooks prey, so they bolt out into the open.
It's extremely effective.
Wait. Anton.
Anton? Why are they in Arlithan Forest?
No idea. But they were setting an ambush.
Too bad for them they didn't consider your keen sense of smell.
Come on. We can circle around. Hit them where they're not expecting us.
He knew you would come from the Fangscorcher. Automaton!
On Tom, attack!
Thanks, Davrin.
Happy to help.
Everyone all right?
What did the Antam mean? They knew I'd come for the Fangscorcher? I only came because she attacked villages.
Maybe they baited it into attacking the villages somehow. To lure you out here.
For someone called the Dragon King.
Stupid name. Let's look around. I need to know what's going on.
The Fangscorcher's attacks will lure the Adari's group to you, capture the Adari and kill the others, then use the Blight to weaken the Fangscorcher until it can be captured. Gillenane will reward us well for adding another fire breather to her arsenal of dragons. Do this and win the glory of Ascension.
Bastards! They're the ones who've been capturing dragons and blighting them, turning them over to Gillenane in exchange for power. Hisra Marluk Voshvatari Brock! We knew the Antam were involved. Now we know it's the Dragon King. That's who we find and kill.
And the Arcane Astrolab is an elven artifact that guides a meditating user to know their place among the stars, whether that knowledge is a boon or a curse for the individuals to discover and decide.
We can get to the Fangscorcher's lair up through there. Whenever you're ready.
Alright.
Careful! Fire!
There's cover on the left! Move! Alright, she knows we're here. That means quick beats quiet. Stay clear of the fire. It's like oil. It's on you and keeps burning.
These are the types of quests I like with Tosh. Dragon hunting. God damn, look at that. Yay, dragon time. So close to stagger. That's annoying.
Rain incoming!
Watch for incoming!
Come on. Get down from there.
It's all yours.
They're at range.
They're at range. I'm good to go again.
Gonna be taking fire. Toebra. Chakra Toebra. Today, you're Dragon Slayers. Now let's see what she had in her lair. Probably that big building over there.
I've been a Dragon Slayer for a while, thank you. But that's fine. The Blighted and Revenant dragons at level 45 and 50 didn't count. Tosh is like, you weren't supposed to have killed them yet. And the Blighted dragons didn't count either. Odd.
Let me know when you're ready to get out of here.
Silas, the Hearthkeeper, was characterized by our people as a domestic goddess when the truth was more complicated. Our explorations suggest that Silas was most likely elevated to the ranks of the Evanurus for her work as an architect, and for designing and building Arlathan itself. Arlathan's legendary wonders were of her design, and so were the magical wards that protected the city. Silas likely worked close with June, the artisan. She was also linked in one ancient etching to another, referred to as the Healer. Mentions of this healer are few. There is no name attached to them, and in the deepest parts of Arlathan, where Veil Jumpers first found mention of them, their name has been magically scratched out. Some unforgivable transgression, perhaps. In one place, the destruction of the name appears to have been ordered by Elganon himself. Best not to jump to conclusions until more evidence is found. A high-ranked ancient referred to as the healer that Elganon was like, yeah, I would say soulless. A Brute Hammer, unique maul. 100% damage versus armor, and charged attacks apply sundered versus enemies with armor. Now that's pretty sick. We lose a bit of physical damage, but the stagger is good too. I'll think about it. Armor? What armor? The hand left. Young as elven artifacts go, the left, the first through the veil. Uncertain perhaps, but hopeful. The old rhythms quiet as distance demands, and so we bid the new world welcome. It reminds me of the Inquisitor's left arm afflicted with the anchor. Alright, let's get out of here.
Just tell me when you're ready.
Let's head out now. Trophy from the Fangscorcher?
She was a good fight. You gonna whine and complain every time we hunt a dragon?
To tell you the truth, once we actually got to the fight...
You got the rush?
Yeah, it was just so intense.
Let me know when you want to do it again.
When you were standing over the dragon, you said something. Chakra to Ebra. It's the same thing your mother told you. You struggle the way you are?
You must struggle with what you are. It's what she told me when I was a kid. Still does, so I don't let the dragon out.
Meaning your fire breath?
It's not just about the fire. It's about how stuff makes me feel. What I do when I'm angry.
I've seen you get angry. When we first met, I saw you wreck those Antam who were after the Vincima.
Assholes.
But you've got it under control.
Barely. I can get this rage where I just have to break something, and I can get stuck in arguments, needing things to be a certain way. The Antam would have turned me into a berserker, breathing fire across the battlefield, killing anything in my way. I don't want to be that.
So don't be.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like that. You are Ravani. You have the freedom to let yourself feel things instead of locking them down. I mean, we just killed a dragon thanks to you. How hard can anything else be after that?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Think I'm ready to talk to my mother about who I really am.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just killed a dragon. How hard can talking to my mother be after that? Might invite her to the Lighthouse. Maybe that way she doesn't spend the whole time talking about that old tablet.
I'm still a little concerned about whoever sent the Antam. They mentioned the Dragon King?
Yeah. The asshole who's capturing dragons and blighting them for Gillenane. I'll ask Isabella to look for him. Still a stupid name. Dragon King. Dragons wouldn't have kings. They'd have queens.
The trap had failed. The Fangscorcher was dead. But the Dragon King was a patient hunter. All he needed was a little help from a trader in the Lords of Fortune to set a new trap. And the bait was sure to bring Tosh running.
Tosh's mother. Okay. I liked that artwork. That was cool. I want the Dragon King's helmet, and I want it on my face. It looks great. I want to talk about the very interesting... There's a couple of things, and we'll bring up something from earlier too. When we went to hang out with Tasha's mother, and there was the dialogue choice of embrace your Kunari side, embrace your Ravani side. And what was interesting is clearly they have the upbringing and the exposure to both sides. And the whole sort of thing with Tash is their non-binary nature, their struggle to be one or the other, but to be something else that can kind of fluctuate between. And then it was kind of funny that there's a choice where it's binary of do you want to be the Qun or Ravain, and there isn't a super secret third option where you can kind of be neither. And I feel like that would have made a bit more sense for Tasha's character to embrace both sides instead of wrestling with one or the other, accepting both. And then in this conversation, dragons wouldn't have kings, they'd have queens. And it's like, what if they had a dragon they them instead? Maybe they'd have a dragon lord, because, you know, it's interesting. You can have a title like a lord or be addressed as a sir, but not necessarily be a man. So it's interesting that there is still those elements with Tash that are binary while struggling with the non-binary. I really am curious about this Dragon King questline though. And also the Butcher with the Antam as well. They're these characters that I want to see outside of artwork. I'm ready to see them rendered in the flesh. Tash and the team were victorious, and the Fangscorcher was slain, as were the Antam who lured the dragon as bait for their trap. It isn't clear what the Dragon King wants with Tash, but he clearly hasn't given up. I mean, it's clear to me. Tash is unique and special with that fire breath. They've got something special. Oh, we've been taken to... Interesting. We've been taken here automatically. Codex, the Lords of Fortune. Tash talks. Dragon, Fangscorcher. Gold patterns on back like a hunting cat. Tan belly. Colors make her good for ambushing targets from the sky. Also shows her fire to look scary. The diet is anything she can bring down. Small but aggressive for a dragon. Will go after people during encounters. Uses flames to herd targets into open so she can kill them. Burns all her food before eating. Maybe so she doesn't get sick. Behavior. Fangscorchers are mean. The Antam lured this one to attack the village. Bastards. She was smart enough to set traps and hold grudges. Not smart enough to control herself. Chakra Toebra. Lose control of yourself and you turn into a monster that someone has to take down. And information on the Dragon King. Surely there's got to be, once we defeat the Dragon King, there's got to be either helmet that could be looted. Probably not, considering the headpiece is Vitar. But if not, there's got to be a mod that puts it on my head. We'll see. Tash did some digging on this Dragon King. After the Antam split from the Qun, the generals 1 and the admirals 2 broke away and became independent warlords. The Dragon Kings 3 and 4 soldiers aren't interested in trading. So the generals, scribbled notes from Tash in the margin, Kithshok, and the admirals, Kathaban 3 and 4, still stupid name, they would have queens. They've attacked villages, they've killed people without even trying to convert them. Whoever this Dragon King is, he's brutal. We've got reports of victims burned in what looks like an Antam ritual, which is 5, which is not a thing. I'll let you know if I find anything else. Stay sharp. Remember, treat every door like a trap. Golden Glory, Isabella. Well, alright. We'll continue with our companion-related quest lines, because we've got a few. So we've got 3 outings now. We're going to do Nev, Emmerich, and then we'll go back to Arlethan for Davrin's. Wherever we go with Nev, we bring Balara. And it's, again, more time in
showing up all over the city.
Docktown.
Venatori are using it for power, it seems. Nasty stuff, that red lyrium. Nightmarish. Grows like a parasite if it gets inside you. At the end, you're more red lyrium than blood or flesh or anything that makes you human. And there's no cure? If there is, I don't know it.
Hey guys, you can also get closer when you want to talk. Shouting across the room because they don't want to move the characters.
Hello, Rook. Brooke?
Oh, good. You and Tarquin are talking again.
We never stopped talking. There were just raised voices.
Good to see you. Keeping well?
Yeah, Dorian will just never acknowledge Nev, which is crazy. All the way at the end here we go. After searching for leads on Aelia, Nev needs a moment to clear her head.
Well, I'm late. Tried grabbing something from Hal's on the way, but the fish fry's not running. So much for supper.
What have you been doing?
Chasing leads. On Alias Venatori, Darktown's missing people, and anything that might come close.
Find anything?
Plenty. Something I can use is another story. So here we are. I'm out of leads, and you're at that supper I promised.
Still get time with you? Can't say no to that.
Because our time in the city is always a breeze.
If we ignore the Venatori and the demons, and you're easy to get along with.
Well, put it like that, and I'd have to say likewise.
I mean, something will go wrong, but we know that already.
Yes, we do. And that's why I like you.
Good to know.
So what now?
Anything you want? Name it.
I could use a walk and some rocks.
Rocks?
That's right.
Okay.
So rocks. Look for good ones.
You were serious about this?
You'll see why.
Cat.
Were you keeping Nev company?
Or hoping for a treat.
Free approval by patting the cat.
Look at this fine rock.
Are you making fun of me?
Never. This is quality Minrathous gravel.
Well, aren't you the expert?
So many rocks. How to choose?
You said anything I want.
I trust you have a plan.
Because plans go well for us.
I trust you then.
Ooh. Sexy mystery time. There's a note. Orders. It's not called cursed because of the wrecks. If a smuggler can't handle the rocks and shallows, they should have hired better and no one's crying. But in the blood in the sand, don't you think it's thinned the veil? Do you think nothing crawls its way through? Is it worth a speck of gold? No. That's not a sexy mystery for us. There's another cat, though. A cat at a pile of rocks, mysterious.
All right. Time to put these rocks to use. Come on.
Can't pat this cat, though.
How are we doing?
With the rocks or in general?
Let's stick with the rocks.
In that case, so far so good. Still trust I have a plan?
I'm with you either way.
What's happening? There's another cat. Why are there so many in this one zone? These cats are just replacements for the wisps now.
Calliope, you still going?
Cassis doesn't have anyone else.
Flyers won't do much.
I don't have a lot to work with.
Another show, another last-minute change in performers. Cedar Saconia fails to keep an engagement at the Lamplighter with numerous reports of missing Docktown people. Is the songstress laying low or one of the latest victims? Hurry up, Nev, please. Where are we going?
Over here. I'll take you to my usual spot.
Fancy.
Isn't it?
Same cat or different cat? Is this the same white cat? I think it is the same white cat because it's not over there anymore.
Is this what you do when you're out of leads?
Oh, no, I can see the cat over there.
My notes, but I've got them by heart. I just need to clear my head.
Yeah, we're doing rock skipping. Let's see if we can impress her with our rock skipping.
Nev Gallus without her mind racing. I'd hardly know you.
Aren't you clever?
So what are you thinking?
You can't count on a lot here. When I started, I wasn't going to save Minrathus, never mind Thedas. But if I could take a job and follow through, well, maybe people could count on me. But at the end of the day, what have I done here? What sticks? If people like Aelia come back for more... I'm fighting, Rook. Sometimes it feels as though the city itself stabs me in the back.
Man, at this point... Oh, there you go. Damn. Oh! Cut off any. So, yeah. I was like, at this point, on this outing, it's like, this is the lock the romance the fuck in at this point, as every single dialogue option is like, It's very interesting. It's a larger conversation with BioWare dialogue and romance. It's very limiting in the sense that the only things that really help with romance or like pushes it in that direction is stuff like this in the dialogue wheel. Because it's like, when you say something, you have to say, I'm here no matter what to commit to a relationship. But none of these really seem dismissive or like not indicative of wanting to pursue a relationship. It's very interesting like that. You're like, well, we'll take down Aelia as friends. But I'm here no matter what. We'll commit to an exclusive relationship with Nev. We didn't pick all these hearts for nothing.
Not on my watch.
Not on my Morn watch.
I'm here for you.
I'm getting that impression. Oh, this is crazy.
What?
Getting mixed up with me.
Nev.
Or that I want you to.
It's not crazy.
There's a lot to lose.
Isn't there always?
Have I told you your trouble? Oh!
You've got something.
Maybe. Come on.
That's fun. We got the kiss and we got the sexy lead.
Well, ready to chase a long shot? We need to get to the spillway.
Fun. Okay. I liked that scene. There's this, it's funny that I'm like, yeah, of course, I've gone for the emotionally unavailable and closed off, anxious, avoidant type of romance, because of course I have. And it is a little satisfying thing of her letting her walls down in that sense of being like, I want this, but then I'm trouble and you're trouble, and it's just too much to lose. And I liked Rook's response of "Isn't there always?" That was fun. I liked that. But the cat, oh my god, just like the wisps.
You've got something on Aelia.
We were watched.
By the cat?
Sure. I mean at the relic deal. When Aelia controlled Damas, she mentioned Bataris and the stolen relic. Why bring that up? Why would she care?
You think she was involved?
Or one of her puppets. She's been careful, but there may be something to pick up at the site. A witness. Anything. We can get to the site from here, up and across that building.
Well, alright then. So being watched by the cat triggered the thought process of there being witnesses last time.
Pick up their wine shipment. Twitcher than cats.
Yusin, please help. Bring any information to Vix. I work at the textile stand. Please.
So we're returning to the scene of the crime, where we fought Bataris.
It's just a hunch, but it's the best I've got.
I'm with you. Let's see what's there. What's the plan?
Bataris had a red lyrium relic. Those don't play nice with the Veil. The Viper left me a piece of one in case there was more to... Remnants fade with time, but if we got here soon enough...
I specifically haven't been sprinting to, like, accidentally cut off dialogue. I'm like, surely the game will account for a nice brisk pace. No! I'll still cut off dialogue, not sprinting. Oh, it's wisps.
We've got them.
Fainter
Wisps!
than the ones we found before, but I'll see what I can draw out. Let's take a look.
Just a hunch.
I'm on it. Echoes of greed, pride, our Venatori, Bataris.
We're doing like detective mode of like piecing together a scene.
Got it. The thread smuggler. But this feels scrambled. Two people's thoughts in one source. She wasn't a traitor. She was a puppet. Aelia moving goods to her followers. Look there. There's more. By the waterfall. Look, I realize you just kissed a girl, and now I've got you chasing leads.
I realize I kissed Nev Gallus, and this is part of your charm.
And I thought you were sweet before.
I got to kiss Nev Gallus. Cat. The cats are Aelia's followers. The cats have gotta be like, I think that'd be smart if that's the case. You have like cat spies because they're always watching. I can feel that being the case.
Here goes nothing. This one's afraid. A witness? Someone else showed up too, after we left. If I can pull out more of an echo, a memory.
So Nev Gallus is back. Tell me what you saw.
Nothing, I swear.
Aelia.
No. In my head. Stay out.
Bystander. They must have seen the fight.
Then Aelia showed up.
Tell me, would you see this city rise? Be a thrall in service to its glorious rebirth?
Thrall? No,
Silence! Your will
belongs to the Venatori.
Damn it.
The risen god will unlock my true power. He's given me Vena Vitalis. We start here.
What's Vena Vitalis?
A rumor, an old Tevinter ritual to increase blood magic. Fake accounts appear on the black market. The real records were burned by magisters. It scared them. But if Aelia cozied up to Algernon, an elven god might know the trick. Or something close he could trade as our legacy.
A blood ritual? Then the missing people... It's a lead.
But where? When? Who else does Aelia break before I track her down?
Nev?
This place means something to me. But what am I to it if I can't?
You'll catch Aelia again. Dogtown's got someone looking out for them. They'll see that.
Will they? Who got us Bataris?
I know. But Aelia plays dirty. Maybe we should play clean.
I'm a sucker, Rook. Getting caught up in all this. Bad habit.
Man, one criticism I have to say for romance, at least with Nev, from what I've experienced, is we cannot stop saying this. This is kind of the constant I'm here for you reassurance that just feels so repetitive, and we've got nothing else to say. It's I don't know what else to say, so I'm just going to say I'm here for you. Every time! I'm here for you. Did you know I'm here for you? So it's unfortunate that a lot of the love heart dialogue options for Nev result in I'm here for you. But maybe Nev just needs that constant reassurance every single time. But from a video game perspective of character dialogue, it's not refreshing. It's repetitive, which is unfortunate. Because I think Nev knows that we are here for them. You know? But we'll do it, because it's the love heart option.
You're not alone.
That's how it is. How it's been.
I know. But it doesn't have to be. Not with me. I mean it.
I know.
And we know that she knows. And then she'll know the next time we say it. But good, promising leads here, regardless. So we'll get a follow-up on that. After a break at the docks, Nev returned to the scene of the relic deal to search for leads on Aelia. She picked up on several remnants that revealed Aelia's plan to perform a blood magic ritual using Docktown's missing people. Nev questioned her place in Docktown and if she could really help. But also, she realized that she's not alone, guys. We just had to really drill it in to get that point across. In the Shadow Dragons, we have the first case, part 1. Look, I get the sub-story. You come by it honestly. It's a bad situation and you're in a tight spot, but I can't just... Let's get 3 things straight. The odds are bad. I'm not sure why you think I can help, and you don't have that kind of coin to offer and you know it. I can't promise the end you're hoping for, and I don't pretend you're not hoping for it. I can try to find answers. If you can work with that, then meet me at the Cobbled Swan tomorrow, Nev Gallus. P.S. Don't sell that necklace, the one you kept touching like it was the last you'd see it. Whatever else, this doesn't end with you in debt, not to me. And Nev's case notes, new leads on Aelia. Vitalis, the burned ritual. Blood magic so powerful that the old magisters destroyed it. Every rumored copy is a complete fake. Centuries pass and no one comes close to touching it. So Aelia gets instructions from her risen god. Couldn't see that coming, and isn't it a perfect fit? Lucican's chosen. What's his play here? Missing people are for blood? Something else? Alive? At least until the ritual. Warn Alec, rituals take supplies. If she'd kept the threads, at least that went our way. Where is she? All this from remnants. I'm sure of what I heard, but Rook can back it. Some trouble's a good thing. We really should get that supper sometime. Rook, if Aelia knows what my heart wants, she'll take it. She loves to twist a knife. This can't be like... Just keep her eyes on me. She doesn't want Aelia to focus on Rook. Now there's a romantic twist, potentially. We now become... This is kind of really nice for Nev because there's a foil to her character and there's a weakness that comes from romance. And she's scared to lose things. She's scared to lose me. And she's scared to even go there because of the potential to get distracted, for someone, an enemy, to take advantage of that. There's a lot going on with Nev, which is why she's so closed off. Forming those connections means that she runs the risk of having someone take advantage of that. And her having to suffer the pain of that loss, and then why open yourself up in the first place, you know? Very good stuff. And with that, that is another companion outing over, and we will continue with our other companion outings as well as checking out our characters back in the Lighthouse next time. So thank you so very much for joining me for another episode of Dragon Age the Veilguard. I had a great time returning to the game and spending time with our companions today, and I will see you next time.